In this edition of Idol Gossip, Battle of the Blondes, Remarkable Robbie, Bollywood comes to Hollywood. And now our regular feature on how to appear in public, the Fashion Police. Brooke Sheilds issues forth, and what's put a spring in her step? Well, apart from cutting a rather stunning figure in trousers, she's starring on the West End. I had no idea she could sing and dance.
Roxy.
What a talent! She looks amazing. I cannot believe it. She's actually quite good. Rap guy Jay-Z looks so smooth in this pinstripe, but hip-hop impresario Russell Simmons, the man who brought rap to the mainstream, chills in a track top. Wish I could go to corporate meetings in Adidas. Destiny's Child are doing their booty shake in the stadiums of Japan. In those leather bodysuits with oversized fake fur hoods, I'd be feeling rather lethal. The audience is loving it, and so are the girls. Meanwhile, on the red carpet, oh my, where did she come from? Sorry about that. Here's the one we really want to see. Nicole at the premiere of her latest picture, The Interpreter. Deep purple velvet. How daring. I don't think I've seen Nicole's hair like that before. Oh, the girl's a chameleon sometimes. A form-fitting black trench coat style dress with epaulettes. I've never seen her in anything like it. Fabulous.
It's good. It's lovely.
Vanessa May playing her little heart out. This must be the sound check. I know she's still a hip and happening young thing, but the jeans and bustier are just a tad too casual, wouldn't you say? Now these chaps have got style. I wonder why. Julian Lloyd Webber could do with a bit of a style injection and a haircut. It's just so Donald Trump. Another violin-playing poppet? Looks like she's on her way to the disco, not a concert. Ah well, that's the way the young people are doing it these days.
Tonight we're celebrating the DVD release of my television show, Dynasty.
I think this lady believes she is Joan Collins. She, of course, is not. Dynasty was the epitome of glamour and fashion. That was the 80s, of course. Now it's pure trash. Classic trash, but trash all the same, running for 8 years and receiving over 60 nominations for awards. Surely they could have gotten someone more famous than a drag queen to promote it.
Get your hands off my son.
It's a classic and should be revered. Fashion Police, dismissed.
That's a very interesting point of view.
Oh, do you feel the breeze?
The cult of blonde goddesses is alive and well. From Marilyn to Bridget Bardot, Ivana Trump to Pamela, everybody's got a favourite blonde. Thankfully, there is no shortage of stunning female celebrities with golden hair, and we've decided to see just who's the blondest of them all. Some have made it an art form. For others, it's definitely a career manoeuvre. Who does it so well they're deemed formidable?
With a Z!
Scarlett Johannsson. With such a Nordic name, you don't have to see this beauty's face to know she's a blonde. Pretty Scarlett admits to having difficulty making friends with other catty starlets and wannabes. Understandably, this blonde baby bombshell is a threat. Take heart, Scarlett. They're just jealous. Virginia Madsen has been around Hollywood for 20 years. This blondie still has all her assets after starring in a handful of well-received movies throughout her career. Her arsenal contains something many lack: real acting ability. As a blonde heading for the tail end of her career, her nomination for an Oscar in Sideways couldn't have come at a better time.
I spent 3 years trying to extricate myself from a relationship that was full of deception.
Nicole Kidman, is she really blonde? There's only one way to find out. Have a look at her old movies. Uh-oh, disqualified. Not naturally blonde. Turning gradually blonde over her married years, now bona fide worshipper at the Temple of Peroxide, Nicole is disqualified. Madonna, diva, author, and Kabbalist. Once again, disqualified. Even though she encompasses all the qualities of success, sex, and iconic beauty, we're throwing her out of the running because her style of blondness is, shall we say, overexposed. Paris Hilton. She's a blonde, all right. And what do you have to say about being blonde, sweetie? Tell us, what's the secret of life?
I love you all, you're beautiful, and never forget that everyone is a princess.
Oh, please. This is giving me a headache. Anna Nicole Smith. She's like a strange hybrid of Ivana, Paris Hilton, and Madonna. She married a rich guy, is famous even though she's totally irrelevant, and she's often seen in such revealing gear, it could confuse her for being involved in a completely different profession. Just to prove a point, Anna's got a job writing for a magazine. Tell us about it, sweetie.
Well, there's going to be all different things in there, so you're just going to have to read it and see. It's going to be very exciting. The column is new, so you got to read it and see. It's all new, so...
I'll be sure to keep an eye out for it. Gwyneth Paltrow not only named her child Apple, but decided after she had her baby, her intelligence was draining out of her body through her breast milk. So far, Gwyneth has topped the competition for her unfathomable blonde speak. Jessica Simpson had people around the world waiting for the canary-haired poplet to share her philosophy, making statements like, "I want to be a diva. Like people totally respect my music diva, not diva like carry my can of Coke around. Can this bird be any more canary than that?" And who do you think is the blondest of them all? It must be obvious. Anna Nicole Smith.
I want to go have an orgy. I haven't had sex in 2 years.
Next,
She's done it all. Wealth, weight loss, and world domination. And she is undeniably the blondest of the blonde. What's the key to your newfound career success, Anna Nicole Smith?
I've never been a writer. I can't even spell. I have to,
I think we chose the right blonde. We've had such an overwhelming response to our last look at one-hit wonders that we're following it up with another parcel of pop's short-lived success stories. Dexy'S Midnight Runners took their name from a stimulant of choice in the northern soul scene of late 70s Britain. Performing as a group of ragamuffin chimney sweeps in Come On Eileen garnered the band their only hit. Reaching #1 around the globe, the upbeat song sounded like a mixture of Scottish jig, soul and music hall ditty. There had never been a song like it, and never has been since. Disco music has hundreds of anthems. One of the best known is this driving, pulsating stomper of a tune by French artist Patrick Hernandez. A disco song that just wouldn't go away. Born to Be Alive sold 23 million copies worldwide over 4 years. Patrick was known for the busy handling of his walking cane, and also has the auspicious honour of giving a young female dancer he met in New York a job in his touring show in 1979. Her name was Madonna Ciccone. Big Country could be the most obscure and meteoric of the one-hit brigade. The Celtic rock outfit's hit song, In a Big Country, won a coveted spot at Live Aid in Wembley. Then Big Country lost their way and disappeared off the map, never to be seen again.
Big country dreams stay with you like a lover's voice sparks the mountainside.
With a name like Jesus Jones, you'd really think a band would be a little more prolific. A hit in 1991, Right Here, Right Now, led them to brief international stardom. Due to their recording label going bankrupt, the group lost access to a whole album of material. Releasing it independently but lacking major promotion led to low sales. Jesus Jones could not work a miracle to get signed again. Vocal improviser and experimenter, Bobby Mcfarrin's unique ability to use his 4-octave voice to mimic classical instruments and form unnamed ones culminated in an album in 1986. An improvisation in the studio called Don't Worry, Be Happy became a monster hit, reaching #1 in almost every country in the world.
Be happy.
After his name became a household word and the song became slightly annoying, he went on to study music with the goal of becoming a conductor.
Be happy.
Infusing punkish, Jamaican scat rhythms with distorted guitar riffs and dressing like the Blues Brothers saw the mighty Bosstones break through after 12 years as a band. Their one hit, a powering, catchy chorused number, The Impression That I Get, went platinum in the States. But their heavy-sounding edge weighed them down. After initially topping the charts, they seem to have sunk without a trace. A rocketing rise to superstardom or mega royalties from a smash hit can be reason enough for a band or artist to retire, willingly or not. Leaving us pop connoisseurs with a musical delicacy known as the one-hit wonder.
'Cause I'm sure it isn't good, and I'm glad I haven't yet.
Harrison Ford's romance with Callista Flockhart began after she accidentally dribbled a drink on him at the Golden Globes. How romantic. The 90s pop glut of boy bands were led by British quartet Take That. Like cannon fodder, so many fell by the way and ended up casualties of changing taste, except for one Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams has earned a reputation for being difficult to work with. Whether this is true or not, we do know two things are certain. He was sacked from Take That, and he doesn't present the image of a wholesome nice boy you'd take home to mother. Cheeky Mr. Williams recorded a cover version of George Michael's Freedom. The single established Robbie Williams as an identity on the world music scene.
song to Mark Cohen, Jason Orange, Howard Donald, and Gary Barlow.
Robbie Williams has totally eclipsed his ex-bandmates and a plethora of other talent who were riding high at the same time, like Oasis, whom Robbie has taken much pleasure in burying with his chart success.
I'm upset by what you did. So I was upset, and that's it. I'm upset.
A long-standing feud with their frontman, Noel Gallagher, has seen threats of violence exchanged between the two in public, but has never come to physical blows.
We've got to be the biggest and the best show in the world right now, which we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you come to worship in the Temple of Light Entertainment? Let me hear say, oh yeah!
Never afraid to say what he thinks, Robbie has claimed to have been intimate with 4 of the 5 Spice Girls.
You gotta get with my friends.
And asked to be known as Roberta after admitting he was gay.
And I'd like to thank my boyfriend, Jake.
His brow-raising publicity bids rarely create havoc, but do keep him in the public eye as the quintessential lad of pop music.
All we've got to do is do what we've been doing and keep it together and hold it down, all right? Okay, Elvis, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you very much.
Robbie's heady party days are behind him now, but he openly admits if the drug and alcohol phase he experienced didn't make him put on weight, he'd still be boozing and staying up all night.
Regrets, I've had a few. But then again, too few to mention.
Is casting himself as the Frank Sinatra of the 21st century a career insurance policy, or just his ego on fire? Perhaps he's just laying the tracks down for the mums and grannies. Or is Robbie just too clever a businessman?
Each charted course, each careful step along the byway.
I'm just amazed that my career just keeps on going, and I'm sure a few people in the audience are too.
Nevertheless, he is still the most popular entertainer in the UK, and now branching out into acting, appearing in the Cole Porter bioflick, DeLovely, and providing the voice of Dougal in The Magic Roundabout.
The Fearless Warrior couldn't make it today, so we came instead.
Robbie Williams will prevail as an all-rounder with a voice, wit and face not soon forgotten. Hollywood is on the run. The film productions of India, France and South America are gaining popularity and prestige with moviegoers worldwide. With production based in Mumbai, Hindi cinema, as it is proudly known in India, or Bollywood to the rest of the world, has until recently gone unnoticed. What many don't know is that India produces twice the number of movies made in the United States per year. Less than a decade ago, it would have been unheard of for a Bollywood production to be marketed in cinemas outside of India. Now these colourful cinema offerings are breaking into markets worldwide.
Bollywood is definitely heading towards a global phenomena, and the Asian diaspora is so big that we're going to give a tough fight to Hollywood very soon.
In recent times, these films were produced with minuscule budgets. Today, their costs are comparable to the Hollywood blockbusters. Audiences expect several things from a Bollywood movie: entertainment, decent acting, at least 2 rousing song and dance numbers, and of course, a few laughs. Bend It Like Beckham director Gurinder Shadda presents Pride and Prejudice, the 1790s classic novel written by Jane Austen, with a Bollywood-style treatment. Renamed Bride and Prejudice and starring Bollywood's biggest jewel, Aishwarya Rai, This Bollywood fair showcases the colours of India and offers a series of song and dance numbers more lavish than the last. When a film hits #1 at the box office, its appeal to the masses can't be underestimated. Movies that good don't have to be in English to capture an audience's heart, and French film The Chorus is such a film. Based on a French musical film made during World War II called A Cage of Nightingales, a bunch of naughty children in a harsh reformatory school are treated to music lessons by a kind-hearted teacher. All the boys become angelic-voiced cherubs. The end. Both films are basically the same story. The modernised version, more of a tearjerker that had audiences lining up with tissues on both sides of the Atlantic. Would this kind of film still rake the audiences in with a cast of well-trained child actors and Dustin Hoffman as the music teacher? Thankfully, that will never happen, and this foreign film's identity is still intact. The suspenseful tale of a pregnant girl who takes a journey as a drug mule is told in Maria Full of Grace. The flick crossed boundaries and saw its lead actress Catalina Sandino Marino nominated for Best Actress. Such a rarity for a foreign language film.
¿Y usted cuántas veces ha hecho esto? 2.
It's a great exposure for a new girl, you know, this Latina girl from Maria Full Grace is nominated for an Oscar. Oh my God, it's so amazing.
The first Colombian-born actress to be nominated for an Oscar, Catalina heard she was up for the honour while watching the announcements on TV.
Excuse me? Can I see your passport, decoration card and ticket, please?
So actresses from around the world, take heart, but be warned. Beauty and talent once again go hand in hand with luck in this business worldwide.
What's happening now? This is great. This is where the girls tease the boys and the boys tease the girls.
The movies not made in Hollywood are becoming the melting pot of cross-cultural understanding. Get used to seeing more accents, different faces and amazing stories, some based on fact and others on idle gossip.
Whisper secrets to listening trees. Show me that world, take me to love. Got it. Got it. Come on.